Hello, beautiful creatures. I am going to share with you today two powerful roots that I use in witchcraft, magic, and spell casting. And one of them I even keep on my altar at all times because it is very powerful to me and it keeps me in the mind of power and the essence of what that root ally brings. So in this video, I am going to share with you what those two roots are. I am going to talk about how you can use them in your daily practices, and also share with you, walking you through how I create the oil for the roots. So the first one I want to talk about is Master Root, and that's the one that I keep on my altar all the time. I have two. I always keep two. I keep one on my altar, and I keep one for that's designated to when I need it to cast magic. So I'm going to show you what that is here and do a little B-roll. So it reminds me of the mandrake root that you often sometimes see in movies that looks like a person. The purpose of this root, and as the name suggests, if you didn't already know, it's a master root. So the reason why I keep it around is because it can master just about anything that you are working on. So whenever you want to add that extra power to master that situation, this is the root to use when you need to do that. And it is the way that I use it is, as you can see, it comes a little longer, but it's a few pieces. It's a little short because I've been using it, but I just break off a few pieces of this root and use it that way, whether I'm putting it in oil or whether I'm using it in its dried state. When you need that go-to root, that all-purpose root that can help you master whatever the intent or situation is, when you need that extra power. So the next root is Calamus Root, and I have it here. Looks like a regular, like a piece of stick that you may find, outside on your walk, on your trail. But I came across this Calamus Root when I needed it for certain ingredients to create this oil that I will show you in another video. But that's when I found out about Calamus Root and what it's used for in magic. Its main purpose is to dominate. Now, who doesn't need a root like this in their apothecary? So it is used in most domination oils because of its power to dominate and bring about that confidence in you to dominate that situation. So this is not as easy as the master root to break. So you can either purchase it in its chip form, like it come in dried chips, or whole like I did. But remember, please be safe. It is very hard to break into chips. I have my chips here to use when I demonstrate creating the oil. So I took the time to break this up, but it's very hard. So just be careful if you want to buy it this way and then break it up into little chips. Domination. The theme is to master and dominate, right? To dominate your situations, to dominate and master your thoughts, to dominate those energies of fear that come in. You take over your will. You are in control of your will. And when you have this confidence and this power, then it's easier for you to manifest what you need to manifest. So you can use it in its dry state by placing it in mojo or charm bags, and you can use these bags for success, or when you want to go to work and you're about to do a presentation, you're speaking in front of a bunch of people and you need that extra confidence, you need to dominate the situation. Or you can use it in candle magic by simply placing pieces of those roots around the bottom of the candle and use it that way. Use it in a diffuser, oil diffuser, by adding maybe some olive oil on the top of that diffuser and adding the roots. And the purpose of that is to bring the essence of that root into your space, or just use it in some dried incense. I wouldn't suggest just burning it on its own. I would just simply use chips of it within an incense blend. You could just simply grab one of these roots, carry it with you, and let it be your charm for that day, for its purpose. So the next way is when you create an oil, you have an oil, a master root oil, or you have a calamus root oil. You can use it by dabbing a few drops on that mojo or charm bag that you're going to use. Or when you create a sigil or an already made sigil, to charge it with this extra power, this dominating, this mastering power, you can put a few drops on that sigil when you want to use it. And you can use it in its most popular way with candle magic by rubbing it on that candle, and use it as the oil itself in the oil diffuser. You can add it to any of your spell casting, any of the magic that you need it for. Everything that you do, you want to, when you're working that magic, you want to be in control. You want to be the one that is, you want to be in control of your thoughts and mastering the magic that you are creating. So now, before I walk you through how to create the oils, I want to share with you the prep. Now, the first thing you want to do is to think about the timing. As with all magic, you may want to do this on the right day, and maybe that could be Tuesday because that's Mars Day, and this is the day that you want to do to take action. So this is the day that you may want to create this oil because you need these oils to master and dominate. Or you could do it under a full moon's energy when it's waxing. Or you can do this if you have one of those astrological apps. You could do it any day, but just do it at the time that it is Mars time. Because everything that you do in preparation helps add more mastery to your creation. Creating the oil isn't just you're slapping something together. This is a ritual, so you want to create it and think of it as such. So you want to set the tone of your space while you're creating this to help bring in the energies. Because when you're creating your oil, you don't want to have, you may want to have anger if you are creating the oil for that purpose to, you want the aggression in this oil. But generally, you want to cleanse the space to set the tone so that you can create the atmosphere. You can create the energy that is needed when creating these oils. So after you do that, then you want to take the botanical or the root that you're working with, and you want to thank it because they have an essence to them. They have this life essence to them. So you want to thank it for providing you with aid, and also while you're doing that, you're thinking of the intent and its purpose while you're doing that. So, now this is optional because this is me. Whatever kind of magic that I am creating, I put on the music that helps bring about that energy within my mind, that helps bring about that state of being for the magic that I'm creating. So this is optional, but I like to have the type of music that is needed for me to manifest that intent. Now, when I show you me creating the oils, the first thing you want to layer it. The first thing you want to do is you want to put your dried ingredients in, whether it's the roots or whatever you're doing when you're creating the oil. Because what happens is if you put the oil in first, you may have put too much because the weight of the root or botanical may make that oil overflow, and you may not be able to put as much of the root in that you had planned to. Now, there's two ways. I'm going to walk you through one, but I'm going to share with you the two ways that you can create this oil. Now, the first way, the reason why I suggest this way is because it gives your oil a longer shelf life. Now, that is to boil it to infuse the roots or botanical into that oil. And this way, once that's done, you can, the same way that you are creating tinctures, you can just strain the oil out into the bottle. And this way, the essence of the root is within the oil. The next way is you can create it this way because it's aesthetically pleasing. And you can, when you place the root inside the oil and whatever botanicals that you're going to use, you let this sit for a few weeks so that it gives time. Since we're not boiling it, it needs time for the essence of that plant or root to be able to be infused into the oil. So now let me show you how I create the oils.